Hey, what's up? It's your boy Darkatous over here, and right now I have something different for World at War Zombies. I meant to post this on either Wednesday, I think it was. Yeah. For whatever reason, I was not able to, or I just didn't, feel like it. So whenever shit like this happens, or whenever it happens, I'll just pretty much upload it on Friday, so that you will honestly would know by now. And if not the Friday, at least the Saturday or Sunday. So this is so you know if you don't know by now, or if you didn't check my channel update video where I put out, for example, changes on schedules and stuff like that. So this video is going to be a top 5 things to do and not to do on zombies when you're playing. There's probably a ton of these on YouTube, but I just wanted to make my own because why not? And I wanted to off the top of my head say stuff that I honestly do myself or had to learn to not do and all these kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? So the first one is right now is going to be when you start off in a room, and there's reasons why I picked honestly this map, not just because I didn't want to play their release. I just want to change it up, but there's one thing that this map has good for, and it teaches you how to set up and how to sometimes even get better at getting yourself out of sticky situations and get your clutch claws ready for when you had to get out of that corner before all the zombies come at you. And another thing too, it actually pretty much teaches you a lot of the basics that even some of these new maps, if you're learning to play Call of Duty Zombies on Black Ops, let's see, Black Ops 3 for example, these maps, for example this one, it teaches you a lot of that. So as you see over here, you gotta learn how to maneuver around the zombies. So the one thing to do is not take the opportunity to take out the zombie in front of you, as over there, right? You don't want to let the zombie stay in front of you for too long. If there's a zombie in front of you that's blocking your way to get away, you want to either go before the line of narrow of as you can pass through them gets you smaller, like I did in the other situation. You want to pass with times. You want to calculate your moves before you even make one more step. And what you also want to do is, if you're gonna have a point or a weaker gun, you want to have alongside it a gun that's fairly more stronger than the one that you're playing around with. I had the Car 98, but I'm also having the wall weapon over there, so that if any zombies get in my way, I can take them out relatively more quicker around these rounds. So that's the one thing that honestly I would have to say you should be airing or concerning. Now, the thing that you should do right now is actually get yourself a power weapon, and specifically from the box. Honestly, if you want to have a power weapon, I pretty much recommend all the time a box weapon, and especially if it's really hard hitting, like the MG over there. That machine gun, it's hard hitting and it has a relatively good amount of ammo. And then you want to have something that's a wall weapon. Is usually what I honestly prefer, and it's very preferred. In this game, you can get the Thompson. It's very powerful, and it has a good amount of headshot damage while still having a relatively good fire. And you can obviously keep getting ammo for your wall weapons, so that way if you have 2 weapons that are powerful or from the box, you don't have to then worry about getting a new weapon on the spot. No, you can use the wall weapon and go buy some ammo, or you just basically use the wall weapon that you have when your power gun needs to reload and you need to pull something out really quick. It's a very good thing, honestly. Now, that's the thing to do. Obviously, like I said, the first one, like I mentioned, goes for this one a lot, because while you're getting out of situations, you might have some zombies that might pop in front of you, and that's why you want to have that gun. Now, the second thing of what to do and not to do. Second thing is have a plan and backup plan / plans when, for example, I like to play these kind of maps, especially the old ones, not too high rounds, or this one at least, because it has no perks, and then I get on board, but it gets a little bit too repetitive for me. So for specifically this map, I don't like to get past round 12, 13-ish. Honestly, I'm the kind of player that likes to play or has more motivation when I'm playing with friends or more people. So that's my reason. Now, the thing is, I came in this game over here with a plan. I was going to like camp before I opened that door and like stay there until there was too many zombies. And before I seen that the zombies were gonna get to me and kill me, I opened up my backup plan. And then I came over here to camp for as long as I could. Now, when I said you needed plan B and C, honestly, that pretty much covers it right now. You want to have a plan to get out of the plan that you got from at the beginning, because like if you want to survive even longer, you want to honestly have like routes to know. And now the one thing you don't want to do for the second is obviously you don't want to like stop sprinting as much as you can when you're like playing zombies. You want to try to like go through the little areas that the zombies are not from, because like a lot of the time you're playing zombies, there's gonna be some like group of zombies and it's gonna be a passageway for you to go through, as you see me done over there and in multiple times. So that's one thing you want to keep in track, and at the same time, things like those crawlers, you want to take them out really quickly. You don't want to leave those crawlers in your pathway, because while you're trying to like maneuver with the whole plan and have the backups and then go through zombies, because there's actually, I don't really fully know if it fully works on Black Ops 3, but I know in this game it does. A lot of the time the zombies, I think it works in Black Ops 3 too. If you honestly are still moving, they have to technically stop to hit you or swipe you, whatever it's called. So if you're still technically moving, they will have to wait to add that reaction time, and then thus you have basically that to your advantage, because they have to stop before they technically kill you. And you can use that to your very good advantage, because that means that you have to just remember to keep moving, keep having to make a good enough train to have like your way out, have a plan for when you're like cornered or whatever, to like get out of there and know what you're gonna do next. That's why leaving the zombies always good, and that's gonna be the third thing, what you wanna do. Every round you can, you wanna like save a zombie, a crawler, whatever it is, and then you wanna like think, okay, what do I wanna do? My wall weapon, for example, needs to get ammo, so let me go get ammo for it, and then I wanna honestly try to hit the box for maybe a better weapon or something that could actually be more portable or still hitting that damage for the power gun or whatever you want. Okay, maybe you want to change a wall weapon for another weapon, honestly, and do whatever you want to do or what you must. That's a thing you really always want to do. You want to obviously have like those breathers when the last end of the round. You want to keep the prowler or whatever it is, because you know, during that whole training thing you're doing, you could honestly have situations where like you want to plan and you want to say, oh, I want to do this, but then the last zombie might kill by accident or because you're so used to it. When the next round starts, it's not going to be so easy to do things right on the spot while there's so many zombies, and you might be out of ammo. So you want to honestly have to plan. If you're like out of ammo and it's desperate and you have, say, a separate amount of zombies that you can fairly control, you want to like keep them alive, get more ammo, maybe kill until you have one more left, and then figure out the rest of what you want to do. And that will again work to your advantage, because that means that you will actually have a plan. You'll have a route to just keep repeating if you want to go for higher rounds. I personally in this map don't like to go to higher rounds. Now what you don't want to do is, again, you don't want to honestly go into a game and then do things either in the beginning of the round, because you're always going to die, most likely. You can train all you want, but then either ammo is becoming an issue or the amount of zombies where you actually don't have a lot of room to escape. Your gun might not be that strong by that round or good enough to clear room and passage for you to get out of there. Or also, like for example, with too many zombies in the thing, you might just like have somewhat of a panic attack, and they're going to obviously overwhelm you, and you're gone. Now that's the third thing. Now the fourth thing you don't want to do, in my opinion, honestly, I like to do this, by the way, like if I say the don't and do, I like to mix them up. So the fourth thing you don't want to do when you're playing zombies, now it's depending honestly on what you're doing. If you want to go to high rounds, you don't honestly want to like rely on camping too much, because if you just think you're gonna camp your way to a high round, it could kind of somewhat work under Reese, because they have the catwalk and they have perks and they have pack-a-punch in some maps, but even that to a point, and you have to, like, if for example on a catwalk, you have to get out of there before it gets too risky and it gets too not safe. And that's what you always want to do. Now what you want to do honestly is figure out what you honestly like want to do. If you're going for high rounds, figure out ahead of time what kind of like strategy you want to go. It goes with one of the other dues, but it goes basically like this. Before the game entirely starts or whatever, figure out, oh, maybe I want to go this side and that side, have a basic more good idea of the route and everything you're going to do. Now if you're just going to go for a casual solo round, you can still do that, but honestly it's still a good idea to actually do that. Now if you're playing with multiplayer, like more people, it can still be implemented. And if you don't want to tell them what to do or whatever, obviously you can also just like have an idea for if they die, how you can save them, or you can keep yourself alive while managing of whatever they're doing, if it helps or does not help you. Now for the last do's and don't, the one thing you don't want to do obviously is if you have a ray gun or any gun that actually has explosive radiant damage and hits you back, you want to actually make sure you don't use that near close-up areas and where the zombies are like right next to you. As you're gonna see me purposely die with this ray gun so I can actually give you a more brief idea why it's not a good idea to have the ray gun so up close. You know what you want to do is have anything that won't kill you basically, and that has like less of repercussions for using it. It's the best idea. Like I, for example, could have kept a light machine gun. Now if you enjoyed that, leave a like. You don't have to, but it does give support. That's your choice. But it's been your boy Darkatous. I'm out. Peace.